Our time in Bolivia has come to an end, and we are about to embark on our most daring journey yet. Join us as we navigate unforgiving terrains in an attempt to discover some of Bolivia's most spectacular landscapes. It's not going to be easy, but if it was, then it wouldn't be an adventure.
So we are jumping straight back in to recording. We've literally just come off the salt flats. Ruby is clean and we are fueling up to do what is one of the hardest drives on the Pan American Highway.
This will be our final video for Bolivia.
Hopefully.
We are excited to announce that for once we're not going solo. We have joined up with Fearless on 4 wheels and we are about to tackle the very famous, supposedly terrible Laguna Route with them. We have a bit of a track record of horrific breakdowns, so we're going to share our horrific breakdowns with them. Hopefully not, but...
Ruby's got this.
So we are starting out from a uni this morning. We've stocked up on everything because once you get out there, there's not really anything. There's no roads really.
How many kilometres?
It's 440 kilometres of questionable road. So right now we're on a pretty good dirt road, kind of cruising along, but it's going to be quite short-lived.
With our new friends leading the way, we quickly realised that this would be a trip like no other. We are at our first camp spot of our mad Laguna route, and it's been amazing. The views here are stunning. We camped next to these really cool rock formations as well, and the cats have just been having an amazing time. It's kind of nice to be out in the wild with friends. Had a campfire last night, which was banging. And yeah, it's been a good day so far. We got a 3-hour drive, 60 kilometers, so we're going very slow, but again, it should be pretty spectacular when we get there.
We had an amazing evening, camped around the fire with Louis and Kareen, and we could have stayed longer. However, our visa was quickly running out and we only had a few days to complete hundreds of kilometers of the treacherous Altiplano. We were well aware that one small problem out here would be a disaster with nothing around us for miles, and you all know what Ruby's like.
First proper day of driving this route. We only did 16 kilometres yesterday, so we didn't really get into it, did we?
Got to the start.
So air shock's going up, tyre pressure's going down, and I'm going to see what's falling off at this current moment, because there's always something falling off.
Nothing terrible to report, but our duct tape drive shaft boot, one of them is no more, which means 2 of them are actually holding up, and I am quite surprised. So in that great success, I'm gonna just keep adding duct tape.
The best mechanic / genius.
Problematic, this one, even with new. This is a brand new boot. It's only been on there like 2 weeks. Future me will deal with that. For now, it is time for this.
Time for the first Laguna.
First detour to a small Laguna Negra. It's meant to be a black lake. I'm not convinced it's going to be there because it's quite dry right now. But we're all giving it a go, Louis included. Guy's a machine. It turns out Bolivia is not wheelchair friendly after all. What is this Bolivia? Sort your shit out, man.
First Laguna.
The Laguna Route.
Pretty pond.
It's a pretty pond. That's about it, really.
Plenty more lagoons to go though, right?
Yeah, Louis is not missing much.
No. Yes. I thought they were going to run away, now I feel like they're going to attack me.
So our new friends get to experience the first Ruby mishap. Yes, that green stuff is all of our coolant leaking out. First Ruby breakdown is going to happen. It's only a minor. How'd that happen?
The fuel hose has rubbed through.
What is your plan of action?
I don't think I have a hose that size. So I do have the.
Amalgamating tape.
I do have the.
So we have a solution. Sikaflex and amalgamating tape.
And this is our convoy paying off already because they have spare coolant.
Well, hey.
So we didn't get very far yesterday after all of our selection of Ruby problems. Now we are driving again. It is fixed, however it is not without potential future problems, which I can't show you right now, but when we get to where we're going we'll show you just exactly why we're quite worried about finishing this drive now. And for now we have the most horrific dirt road to go, and it's going to get really steep, so fingers crossed for Ruby too. How is this?
This is a slow 20km/h drive across the washboard. It's horrible. I hate it.
Let's have a look at what that actually is, because it never looks as bad. Very lumpy road is it saves us a huge detour to go back all the way around, so it's about 35 kilometers to cut across between, like, the, I say roads, technically isn't any marked roads out here, but there are clear places you're supposed to drive, and it will save us going all the way back to the main road. So even if we go at 10 miles an hour, it is much better than turning around, provided that it doesn't snap bits off the van.
About to be overtaken by the local lunatics, the tour companies who take all of the tourists to the Laguna, Colorado. At some point it's going to get tricky.
They're the reason there is this horrific washboard in the first place.
It's closing in on us.
And when we were broken down yesterday, they were driving past us, not slowing down, and just showering rocks all over us.
Here he comes.
I was actually incredibly restrained, unfortunately. That's
They're
not.
still going a lot quicker than we are.
Yes. They don't live in their car.
All good?
All good. Just drive in front then.
We will do. Vámonos.
As the most famous laguna of the route came into sight, we decided it deserved some footage from Steve, our gutsy little drone. At over 4,000 metres above sea level, the winds were ferocious, and we drove with our windows shut to block out sandstorms that rocked the van. However, with no obstacles around us and out of reach of the sand, we thought the worst that could happen was he'd get blown away. We think he did a pretty good job.
So this is night number 2 at about 4,400 metres. We had icicles on our van, so tonight the Wallace is definitely staying on. It's already -3 outside, but in here it's a pretty toasty 15 degrees, which isn't bad considering that we're in a pop-top tent. And it's also doubling up as drying off my clothes, so that's pretty awesome, and it's going to keep us warm tonight, which is great considering the altitude that we're at.
Laguna Colorado is a breathtakingly beautiful lake nestled in the bleak mountains of the Eduardo Avaroa Andean Fauna National Reserve at 4,278 metres. While its waters only reach a depth of around 1 metre, the surface area covers over 60 square kilometres. Its beautiful red colours are the product of both the sediments in the water and the algae that grows there. The white areas are salt islands in the shallow water, and if you get up early enough they might be made of ice too. Even though the landscape is barren and it seems that not much wildlife could tolerate these conditions, there's more than you might think. Rabbit-like creatures known as bisachas are commonly spotted here, as well as emus, and if not, you'll definitely get to see some of the 3 species of flamingo that are native to this lake. For the first time, thanks to the algae, these ones were a true striking pink colour, unlike their paler relatives that we had frequently spotted on high and barren lakes.
So now the wind has finally died down, I have braved outdoors, and I'm going to see how close we get to the flamingos.
And your answer is you can get really close.
Incredibly windy in this spot. This is what we're dealing with. But even though we're at 4,300 metres above sea level, which is way above the spec for most diesel heaters, our Wallace ran perfectly all night. We cooked a lovely curry on it and it kept us warm and warm. So
We are super chuffed with it right now. With only 2 days left on our visa, we hit the road once again. We still had a few things left to see, but the roads were getting harder.
Decisions.
This is our road.
And you think, doesn't it too bad, does it? But then, or do we have these ones? We are at day 3 of the Laguna Route, Road of Misery as it has been named, and after a fantastic stop, rather cold but very pretty, we're now heading to the geysers, which I'm really excited to see them, but at this point you have to guess which road you might like to take. There's the main road, kind of, which is very, very rough. So everybody's made their own route round it. Obviously you don't know if that route's any good or if it's going to stop in some really thick sand. So once again, slowly does it, isn't it?
Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey.
We have quite a lot of fuel left still. But my main worry was that we were going to run out of fuel. But it's all going rather, I won't say well because there's something will break, but it's going quite okay. He gave us a present.
A light. Oh.
Apparently we lost that.
What else have we lost along the way?
Another reason to travel in a convoy and be in front is that when bits fall off your car, they can pick them up for you. So thanks, guys. Yesterday the roof rack tried to come unbolted, but happily the suspension appears to still be attached. Although I am checking it every morning to make sure, because prevention is better than trying to fix the problem out here. We're nearly at the top.
We are.
How's engine power at 4,800 metres?
Like a dying horse.
Dying horse.
We've got 1 dying horsepower left.
Originally we are 125 brake. I think up here we're down to about 60, 50 at this altitude. And up we go.
So we said right at the start that this is a rough road, and it's claimed another victim, this time in the form of our step. Managed to rip it right off. It's brutal, absolutely brutal.
There's some geezers.
Not London geezers.
Trust you, eh?
Worth breaking the step over?
I mean, technically it has already fallen off before we turned off for the geezers. I wanted to change it anyway, so I did it.
Yeah, not bothered, mate.
Not bothered, man.
You what?
Very eggy.
Eggy.
Very eggy.
Smells like your farts, love. I mean, you can't deny it.
Smell like not that egg.
Pretty cool, eh?
Is it loud?
Yeah, it's breath.
Doesn't smell very good.
Yeah, needs to brush his teeth.
Bolivia is home to some fascinating geothermal features, and we were about to explore our first one. The Sol de Mañana geysers are known for their otherworldly landscapes, including bubbling mud pots, steam vents, and vibrant mineral deposits. This is the highest point on our route at 4,800 metres above sea level, and the winds were now even colder. It was therefore an odd experience to stand next to a warm cloud which smelled surprisingly close to being in our camper the morning after a good curry.
Right, this is going to be our final stop in Bolivia. It's alright, I suppose. The views could be a bit better. No time for that. Get in. It's absolutely freezing here, but I've been told that the water's nice, so I'm committing.
The time had come for us to leave Bolivia, and as we drove the final stretch to the border, we thought back on the time we had spent here. We never really knew what to expect from Bolivia. It is little talked about compared to other countries on this trip. However, from the moment we entered, it had stolen our hearts with its diverse landscapes, friendly people, and surprisingly good bread. So it was no surprise that the last landscapes we viewed as we made our way to the Chilean border were truly epic.
That was the final lagoon on the Laguna Route. We are now heading to the aduana office and the customs office to get stamped out and get Ruby stamped out and the cats out, and then it's on to Chile. Bring it on. There you have it. That is the end of Bolivia, guys.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we did making it.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen our other Bolivian videos, then you can check them out on this playlist right here.
And we'll catch you next time.
Ciao.